Let's be real. Some of y'all are gonna reach the end of your life with your dreams still in your head. Yeah, I said it. You're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect moment, the ideal conditions, but get this. The graveyard is full of perfect plans that never saw the light of day. You ever met somebody who's always about to do something? They about to start a business. They about to drop that song. They about to write that book. But somehow 5 years later, they still about to. Let's be real. Some of y'all have been about to for so long that your dreams have cobwebs on them. And the crazy part, it ain't that you don't have the talent. It ain't that you don't have the resources. It's that you're stuck at the planning stage instead of doing the damn thing. Why? Well, that's exactly what we're breaking down today. This is the Ace Anderson Show. Let's get it, baby. Yo, 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 what's good, family? It's your boy Ace Boogie. Good morning to all you beautiful, brilliant, abundantly blessed beings, and welcome back to yet another present moment. You're tuned into the Ace Anderson Show, the place where we connect every Monday morning to fuel your week with inspiration, self-empowerment, and entrepreneurial gems to help you ace your life. So take a moment to congratulate yourself for showing up today and making it to yet another beautiful dawn with me, your dedicated guide on this journey of self-discovery and growth. If you don't know by now, I am an actor, a rapper, a filmmaker, a poet, the ace of all trades, the modern Renaissance man, Ace Anderson, and I am so happy to be here with you all for another blessed week. Now, this is my way of sharing not just who I am, but what I've learned about living a life full of purpose, creativity, and resilience. It's a blessing to have you here with me for another opportunity for growth, connection, and clarity. And as we embrace this first light together, I want to extend a special shout out to you. You early risers joining in live. Your dedication to starting the week with positivity shows you're already setting the tone for a powerful, intentional week. And that energy is what makes this community, my A-team, extraordinary. So grab your favorite morning brew. Y'all know my drink of choice is alkaline water. And let's explore, illuminate, and inspire ourselves to be better with mindful conversation. Now, today we're tackling a mindset that's holding way too many people hostage. Paralysis by analysis. That's right. We're talking about why you're stuck at the planning stage instead of just making moves. Now, look, don't get me wrong. Planning is good, right? Planning is necessary. But if you've been perfecting your plan for the past 3 years without any action, congratulations. You've officially built the perfect excuse. I once heard this story about a man who sat by a riverbank every day watching the water flow. And he told himself, I'll cross the water. I'll cross when the water is calm. But the water was never calm. Day after day, he returned hoping that the waters would be different. Some days he would kneel by the edge, studying the current, looking for a moment of stillness. Other days he would pick up a rock and toss it into the river as if testing whether he had any control over the chaos. He even built a small dam of stones on the river's edge, hoping to tame the flow, but no matter what he did, the waters kept rushing. Seasons changed, yet the river remained the same. In the spring, the melting snow made the currents wilder. In the summer, the heat made the water move faster. In the fall, the leaves swirled in the current. And in the winter, the river ran cold, but never still. Years passed. The man saw younger, bolder travelers approach the river, hesitate for a moment, and then take a deep breath and leap into the waters. Some struggled, some stumbled, but all of them made it across. He told himself, they're lucky, they're young, the time must have been right for them. More years passed. His hair grew gray. His back became stiff, but still he sat and waited, whispering the same promise to himself. I'll cross when the water is calm. Then, one day, he looked down at his reflection in the river and barely recognized the man staring back at him. His body had aged, his hands had wrinkled, but the river, it was the same as it has always been, moving, rushing, unforgiving. It was never going to stop. And that's when he realized neither was time. With trembling hands, he finally stood up, ready to take the first step. But his legs, weakened by years of inaction, could barely move to support him. His strength had faded, his body had changed, and though he was finally willing to cross, he was no longer able to cross. And so he sat back down, watching the water, knowing that his chance had long since passed. And that is life. The river never stops moving. The perfect moment never comes. You either jump in or you get left behind. So today, we're going to figure out exactly what's stopping you from crossing that river and how you can get out of your own way. And y'all already know I am not just doing this for myself. I'm doing this for us. So if you're loving this vibe, you're going to want to check out Piece by Piece, my space for deeper conversation about self-discovery, empowerment, and aligning with the life that you've always dreamed of. Now, together, we're building something powerful, one moment of intention at a time. So if you vibe with what we're building with what we're building here, after this stream, you need to go follow my channel at Made Piece by Piece. I typically collaborate with that account on my live stream, so it's easy to find on IG by coming back to this stream once I post it. Now, as we set the tone for the week, let's ground ourselves in the fruit of the spirit. That is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Let us trust these divine 9 as our guideposts, reminding us to lead with purpose, grace, as we chase greatness. This is the Ace Anderson Show, and we're about to level up piece by piece, baby. So without further ado, let's get it. Now, the first thing holding you back. What's the first thing holding you back? Lies. Straight up self-sabotaging, dream-killing lies that sound rational, but really they're just comfortable excuses. We tell ourselves these lies to avoid discomfort, to stay in our safe zone. But in reality, they keep us paralyzed. So lie number 1, I need more time. No, you don't. You need more discipline. You already have time. And the other thing is that time is just an illusion. Okay? You already have time. You're just using it on the wrong things. Time is an illusion. There is only now. There is only this moment. There is only this moment. Do not delude yourself that there is time. Time does not exist. Time only exists so that you can have an experience. But the only real moment is now. So you don't have a lack of time, right? There's plenty of time because there's always now. Time just keeps on timing, but there's really only now. You're just using it on the wrong things. If you binge watch an entire Netflix series in a weekend, you have time. If you scroll on social media for hours, you have time. Thomas Edison didn't wait until he had free time to invent the light bulb. He worked at it relentlessly, failing thousands of times before he got it right. So I want you to audit your time. for the next 3 days, track everything you do in 30-minute increments. You'll be shocked at how much time you actually have. Track every single thing that you're doing in little 30-minute increments. Like, you're going to be surprised. You're like, wait, whoa. If you take 30 minutes on something, you mark a 1 by it. If you take 2 hours and 30 minutes on something, you're going to mark a 5 by it, right? So those are your increments, okay? And I don't want you to judge yourself, right? This is not to judge yourself or change anything. Just for 3 days, I just want you to track, okay, I did this. This took me 30 minutes, 1, right? I did this. This took me an hour, 2. I did this. This took me 5 hours or whatever, right? So that's how you're going to be managing it. And you're going to see, you're going to be shocked, okay? Lie number 2, I need more money. No, you don't. You need to start with what you got. Some of the most successful entrepreneurs started with nothing. Literally. Sarah Blakely, the billionaire founder of Spanx, started her company with just $5,000 in savings while working a full-time job. Right? If you have access to masterclass, go watch her masterclass. Like, it is phenomenal. It is amazing to see how she created her billionaire. She is one of the most successful female entrepreneurs. And she did it with very little. She just had an idea. She went into her silo and she figured it out. So recognize that the space that you're in, you are abundant. And this is my favorite definition of abundance. My favorite definition of abundance is the ability to do what you want when you want to do it. That is abundance. The ability to do what you want when you want to do it. And most of us have the ability to do what we want when we want to do it. We have the resources to do what we want when we want to do it. But we lie to ourselves saying that we need more. I need more money. I need more connections. I need more growth. I need more understanding. No, you don't. You are abundant right where you are. You have everything you need. We're so used to telling ourselves these other lies. Like, why not tell ourselves positive lies? If we're going to lie to ourselves, tell ourselves positive lies. You're not noble just because you're telling yourself a limiting belief, right? You're not any more noble. Oh, yeah, like I just don't have the time, or you're not being noble. That's not nobility. And that's definitely not mobility. Money is never the barrier. Resourcefulness is. If you have a phone, the internet, and a brain, you already have what you need to get started. And I'm sure you have tons of skills that you've developed over the years. You have tons of skills. You have tons of ways to offer things to people that you don't need money. You can make a trade. Hey, look, I'll give you this thing if you give me that thing. If you hook me up with this, I can hook you up in 1,000 ways. Maybe I can connect you to my network. Maybe I have a ton of people that I know. I have a ton of leads. I can get you leads if you will do this project for me. So stop thinking about what you don't have and start thinking about what you do have. What can you do today without any extra money? Think about it. Lie number 3, I need it to be perfect. No, you don't. You need to start, then improve as you go. You cannot be the writer and the editor at the same time. Get your butt in that seat and get to writing. And trust that the editor will show up at the right time. You're endlessly editing yourself before you've even written anything. But how does that make sense? Imagine you get hired at a gig to be an editor and they don't give you nothing to edit. So now you got to create stuff, you got to find stuff. You can't edit if nothing's written. So why are you trying to edit stuff in your head? Oh, you know, like, what are you going to do? You can, like, the writer just keeps telling you, oh yeah, well, it's in my head. It's in my head. Imagine that. Perfectionism is just procrastination in a fancy outfit. Nobody's first vision is perfect. Think about the first iPhone. No front camera, no app store, barely any battery life. But Apple launched it anyway, and they just kept improving it. And now it's like the #1 luxury phone to have. Now you're like seen of as broke and poor if you don't got an iPhone. Bro, but there was plenty of other phones that were doing it so-called better than Apple. They didn't say, oh, we got to make our phone perfect first. And the same applies to you. Your first draft, first product, first attempt won't be your best. But if you never start, you'll never improve. Ecclesiastes 11:4 says, whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. In other words, if you're always waiting for the right moment and waiting for perfect conditions, you'll never get anywhere. You will never plant and you will never reap. Give yourself permission to release something unfinished. Set a timer for 30 minutes and create the worst, sloppiest version of your idea, just to prove to yourself that starting is more important than being perfect. Lie number 4. I need to learn more first. I love this one. How much research is too much research when you've been learning for months or years and still haven't taken action? Most people use learning as a way to delay action because it makes them feel productive without actually doing anything. Kobe Bryant didn't read about basketball. He picked up a ball and shot thousands of times. You don't become a great filmmaker by just watching movies. You have to actually film something. Make a movie. That's the best way to learn. Make a movie. You got a phone. Start your production company. You got a phone. You got ideas. Who cares if they're bad ones? There might be a gem in there. You might start filming. You might see how casting works. And you might even realize, maybe I don't want to be a filmmaker. Maybe I want to be a casting director. Maybe I want to be a producer. Maybe I want to be the editor. Maybe I want to be a grip. Maybe I just love lighting. Maybe I want to be a cinematographer. Maybe I don't necessarily want to be a director. Maybe I want to be an actor. But you're never going to learn unless you do the thing. So I want you to set a learning cap. Only allow yourself a set amount of time, 1 week to research, then commit to execution mode. Okay? So you're only going to allow yourself to have a certain amount of time to learn something. I'm going to learn this in a month. 1 month, 30 days. I'm going all in the research, and that's it. After that, I'm flying, baby. Lie number 5. I'm waiting for the right opportunity. All right, the right opportunity doesn't exist. It's created. If you're waiting for someone to hand you an opportunity, you're already behind. Oprah wasn't given a talk show. Oprah wasn't given a talk show. She built her brand from the ground up. Steven Spielberg didn't wait for permission to direct films. He snuck onto a movie lot, set up in an unofficial office, and started networking like he belonged there. Stop waiting to be discovered or for someone to give you a green light. Start now, where you are, with what you have. Create your own opportunities. Most people aren't actually stuck. They're just comfortable with their excuses. The moment you stop believing the lies, you unlock the action you've been avoiding all along. You don't need more time, more money, more knowledge, or permission. You just need to start. And that's the difference between those who win and those who stay stuck. So fear, honestly, sometimes I understand. Fear can masquerade as logic sometimes, right? Let's call it what it is. It's fear. But see, most of the time, most of y'all won't ever admit that you're scared. That's what it comes down to. You're scared. And instead, you'll dress it up as logic, right? I'm being cautious. I'm being smart about this. You'll rationalize it so well that even you believe it. But deep down, you know what's really going on. I'm just being strategic, man. No, you're scared to fail. There's a difference between strategy and stalling. Strategy means you take action with purpose. Stalling means you keep reworking the plan so you never have to execute. You don't need another 6 months of mapping things out. You need to take a step, any step. Think about the Wright brothers. If they had waited until they had the perfect aerodynamics figured out before ever building a prototype, we'd still be traveling by horse and buggy. Instead, they built the first plane, crashed, improved, and tried again until they got it right. Oh man, nah, bro, I'm just doing research. No, you're procrastinating. Look, research is valuable, but at some point you have to stop consuming and start creating. Right? So when you're doing all this research, you're consuming. Think about it, you're eating. I'm eating. And when you create, you're pooping. You're letting it out. You're putting it out. Giving it back to the earth. And some of y'all ain't ever pooping. You're creatively constipated. You're stuck. Your stomach all hurting. Your belly griping. Your life look all messed up. Because you're constipated. You are creatively constipated. God has given you a gift and you are failing. You are failing him every step of the way. And who is God? God is your future self trying to manifest himself in the present moment. And God cannot manifest with procrastination. A writer who spends all their time reading but never writes a word is just a well-informed dreamer. A musician who watches tutorials on music production but never actually produces anything is just a fan. The world doesn't need you to know more. It needs you to do more. I want to make sure everything is aligned first, man. Nope. You're just afraid to step into the unknown. If you wait for all the lights to turn green before you leave your house, you'll never go anywhere. Sometimes the light gotta be red, or else you'd crash. You ever been at a red light, or you ever been like bought some fast food or something, and you driving in your car and you're like, dang, I want to eat this sandwich. I really want to eat this sandwich, but like I'm waiting for the red light. Sometimes that red light show up so you could take care of what you need to take care of. So you could pause a moment, you could think, you could stop to let's take a good bite. And then sometimes, you be in the car, you're driving, and you get that sandwich, and it's like every light is gonna be green. Like, dang, bro, like every light just green, just like cruising along. I guess I was supposed to eat the sandwich cold. Or I guess I was supposed to wait till I get where I'm supposed to get so I can actually enjoy and savor every bite of this sandwich. The most successful people move before they feel ready. The most successful people move before they feel ready. They trust that they'll figure things out along the way. And Hebrews 11:1 says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith means moving even when you don't see the whole path ahead. That's real faith. Some people think that faith is just, like I believe it's going to happen for me one day and I'm just going to sit back. No, that's not faith. Faith is moving even when you don't see the whole path ahead. That's faith. It's going to work out. I'm going to just keep going. I'm going to keep taking this inspired action despite the fact that I cannot see the whole plan. God is going to give you a vision, but he will not show you the plan. Because if you saw the plan, you'd never make it to the vision. You can't see the whole plan. That's why you only get inspired action in this now. You get excited moments now. It's like, I want to do this. I don't know why this idea is coming to me. I have this inspired action. So you take that inspired action. Faith means moving even when you don't see the whole path ahead. So God will give you the vision. That's why all of us have vision. We all have a vision of our future. That's innate. We all have a vision of our future. But God is not going to tell you how you're going to get there. Just focus on the why. Don't worry about the how. Okay? Time just keeps on timing. But there's really only now. Focus on the why. Don't worry about the how. Come back down to earth. Get your head out of the clouds and let your inner soul speak, because that's God's favorite sound. Now, see, fear doesn't always feel like fear. I get it, right? Sometimes it shows up as rational concerns. Makes sense. What if I fail? What if I fall? Okay, but what if you fly? What if you succeed? We're flipping our thinking. Stopping. Oh, I'm going to be clear about this. Stopping and pausing are two different things, right? Taking a moment, taking an inspired moment of thought is different than stopping. And stopping or inaction, I will say, is not the answer. Okay? Sometimes pausing is an action. Sometimes it's good to take a moment to breathe, to meditate, to regroup, because we get into our pain body. We get into our egoic mind where we're just fighting against the current. We're not really listening to the flow. So we're out of sync with the flow of the universe. And that, like, flowing, when we're talking about the river, when we're talking about moving with the current, you can't change the current, right? And stopping isn't going to help. But sometimes you just got to take the oars up and stop worrying about rowing, because the rowing that you're doing in the current is messing you up. So you got to let go, pause, and take an inspired action. Okay, I'm going to jump back in when I can figure it out. When I'm really like, when I get back into the flow, when I can get back into my mindset, right? But stopping when the flow is rushing is not the answer. That's not the answer, because nothing ever stops. Okay? What will people think? They'll think about you for 10 seconds and then go back to thinking about themselves. That's the truth. That's the hard truth. If you ever ask yourself, what will people think? They will think about you for a whole 10 seconds and then go back to thinking about themselves, because that's what you do. How often do you dwell on what somebody else did? How often are you dwelling on that before it returns back to truly thinking about yourself? Even when you're looking at people that you're inspired by, you're like, oh, they can do it. They look at what they're doing. What happens? What's the next thing you say? I guess that means me. I just don't. You go right back to yourself. Even when you're talking about other people, even when you're thinking about other people, it's like you just think about how it correlates to you. And that's what everybody else is doing as well. So stop worrying about what other people think, because they not thinking about you. They thinking about their damn self. They don't give a rip about you. Y'all not hearing me, man. Y'all not hearing me. They don't give a rip about you. What if I make a mistake? Then you'll learn, you'll adjust, and you'll keep going. You think successful people never make mistakes? They just figure it out. Okay, I guess I gotta change course. I guess I gotta go a different route. We not stopping. We on this train all the way to the end. So if you make a mistake, you'll learn, you'll adjust, you'll keep going, just like everyone who has ever done anything great. Fear is a liar. It whispers, you're not ready yet. It tells you you need more time, more money, more confidence. But confidence doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. So how do you move despite fear? How do I move despite fear? So first we start with a fear setting exercise inspired by Tim Ferriss, who wrote The 4-Hour Workweek. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, ask yourself, what's the absolute worst case scenario if I take this leap? Right? What's the absolute worst case scenario if I take this leap? Then you build from there. What steps could I take to recover if that happened? Okay? What is the cost of inaction? So if I don't move on this, what is the cost of that? Because there's always a cost to procrastination. How will my life look in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years if I keep waiting? How big will the regret monster be? What is the cost of inaction? How will my life look in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years if I keep waiting? Most of us don't ask ourselves these questions. Most of us don't get specific on our fears, and you have to get specific. Really get specific. What's going to happen if I don't do this? Because not making a decision is a decision. Not making a decision has consequences. So what is the cost of that inaction? What is the cost of your indecision? How will my life look? Will I be okay with whatever comes, even if my dreams never manifest? How will I feel? Will I still feel like a provider? Will I still feel like I'm on the path? Will I feel regret? Will I feel sadness? Will I feel depression? How will I feel? What will my life look like? Will I still feel like I haven't accomplished anything in life? Like I haven't even done anything? I haven't moved towards anything? It's like, think about this. Like, a lot of us have this battle, people who aren't like avid gym goers, gym rats. Right? We often argue with ourselves like, oh man, I could go to the gym, but blah, 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 blah. Excuse, right? Go to the gym, I could work out, but, right? But something I've actually realized is that after I go to the gym or after I do a workout, I never look back and be like, why did I do that? Why did I go to the gym? Why did I work out? That didn't do anything for me. Never, not one time, not one time, bro. Have I gone to the gym or have I worked out or I've gotten my heart rate up purposefully, right? And been like, why did I do that? Because that's not how the body works. It's not how the brain works. The brain and the body love action. Love action. Let's get it. Let's move. Let's try. Let's go. And you have tricked yourself. Your ego has tricked yourself into believing that you love inaction, that inaction is preferable. But sloth is one of the 7 deadly sins for a reason. It's not real. It's a lie. I just want to chill. You ain't earned no chill. You haven't earned no chill. You ain't earned the chill. I just want to chill. I just want to sit back. I just want to... Have you earned it? Have you earned it? Really ask yourself, have I earned this? All right. Well, let's get moving. Let's do something. Even if it's 5 minutes, I put 5 minutes into that idea. All right. I earned a little bit of chill. I earned that ice cream. I earned that cereal. I earned that trip with my friends. Because I worked hard. I put in the work. I took action. Celebrate yourself. But most of us are taking like these half-ass celebrations because we feel like, oh, well, I gotta be comfortable. And so I'll just watch Netflix for... It's fine to binge watch Netflix. Like, everybody does it. Like, why not? It's fine. But it feels so much better to binge watch Netflix once you've earned it after a whole week of like grinding. I've really put in the work. I really put in the work this week. I put in work into myself. I took action on those ideas that I had been waiting on for 5 years. I took action. So I earned this Netflix. I earned to binge watch Love is Blind. Most of the time, the real risk isn't failing. It's in never trying. The 5-second rule, inspired by Mel Robbins, is when fear tries to talk you out of something, count down for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take action before your brain convinces you not to. Whenever fear tries to talk you out of something, just count down from 5 to 1 and take action before your brain convinces you not to, because your brain is going to jump in there. It always does, inevitably. I shouldn't. But that's your brain. That's your ego. It's trying to keep you safe. That's the devil. That is the devil. Right? Trying to enjoy this fleeting present that will inevitably be the past. Stuck in the past. Bro, we're building the future here. You got 2 options. Like you live in the eternal present. You can never live in the future. You can never live in the past, right? Nothing happens in the future or the past. Things only happen in this now, in this present, eternal now. But the decisions that you make are either to satisfy the future and truly build the future, or to satisfy the past and live in the past. I want things to be like how they were. I want things to be what they were. I really like this moment. I just want this moment. I just want this. I just want this to be like what it's feeling like, because it feels really good. And so I just want to keep this. I just want to keep this. I just want to keep this. I just want to keep this moment. So I'm just going to do this. I don't want to move. I don't want to move because then I'm going to have to get up. And then I'm thinking, and then you start thinking about the past. And the past just comes in to haunt you. And that's the devil. So when you're building towards the future, when you're taking inspired action towards a brighter future, that's God. right? And when you're taking action and you're living based off of things in the past and you're living in the past, that's the devil. It's that simple. It's that simple. All right. So this could mean pressing publish on that post, right? Hitting send on that email, or saying yes to that opportunity before you overthink it. So with that 5-second rule, you can do so much. There are so many times where you feel like you're in inaction and you just count down from 5. And look at how much you obliterate, how much fear you just like, pew, doesn't even matter. And then you can breathe and you can celebrate yourself because you took the step. You did it. Take scary actions on purpose. So do something that scares you every single day. Make that cold call. Post that video. Ask for that opportunity. Speak up in that meeting. Do something that scares you every single day. Every single day, and watch how you build up that courage. You're like, I could do this. This is easy. That's where courage comes from. Courage doesn't come from thinking about the thing that you need to do before you. No, that's not where courage comes from. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the less power fear has over you, and the more power you have over fear. Whoa. Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. Go away. You will never eliminate fear completely, but you can choose to stop letting it control you. Stop waiting to feel ready, because readiness is a lie. The only way to get past fear is to act despite it. It's going to be there. Fear exists. Okay, I'm afraid. I have some fear. There are some fears. Okay? But don't treat fear like it's God. Because it's not. Okay? It's the opposite. You don't need to be fearless. You just have to be brave for 5 seconds at a time. So we're taking action over perfection. Action over perfection. If you get anything from this podcast, action over perfection. All right? Look, perfection is a myth. And if you're aiming for perfection before you start, you'll never start. Just like I talked about, Apple didn't wait to perfect the iPhone before launching. Right? They just dropped the first one. They kept moving. Michael Jordan's first shot in the NBA was not perfect. No. But he shot anyway. The Bible says in Zechariah 4:10, do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. I love that. I love that. And remember, who is the Lord? Your future self trying to manifest himself in this present moment. And why does the Lord rejoice? Because now I get to manifest. I get to manifest because you took this action. Because of these small beginnings. I just love to see the work begin. I don't care how small you start. I just love that you started. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. Start small, messy, imperfect. Just start. So how do we move from planning to doing? Set a 24-hour rule. The moment you plan something, take at least one action step within 24 hours. Buy the domain. Record the first video. Make the first call. 2, commit to messy first drafts. Whatever you're doing, aim to get a version out quickly without worrying about perfection. 3, public accountability. Tell people about your goal. Announce it. Nothing lights a fire under you like the pressure of people expecting results. That's why I do this live stream for y'all. I do this live stream every Monday because I'm like, all right, I said every Monday I'm going to be doing this. I got to do it. I think about it every Sunday. Every Sunday it comes around, I'm like, dang, I forgot to plan for this live stream. I wish I planned. And then the whole week now I'm like, dang. And then the more y'all comment and be like, oh, this is so grateful. I'm so grateful for this live stream. I'm so grateful for all of this stuff. I'm like, whew, all right. All right, got to make sure I show up for y'all. I show up for y'all, man. Tell people about your goals, man. Announce it. 4, embrace deadlines. Give yourself a drop date and announce it. Announce the drop date. When your album's coming out, I'm dropping it. Boom, whatever. Bro, you are going to work. I can't tell you how many times me and G have done this, right? Like with our projects, like every album we've dropped, we're like, we're gonna put it out on this date. And when I tell you, boy, that's right, like we be putting it off, child. We be putting it off. But if it wasn't for that deadline, we would have never dropped it. And it wasn't perfect. But truly, like us being like, yo, this is coming out November 11th, 11/11, check it out. Like we put that out, we make the announcement. It's like, all right, G, like me and her like rushing to try to get oh snap, I got this music video I got to edit. Let me make sure I edit this the last week that I have a chance to edit it. Let me get it. And then I spend however many hours. So I told G, this is the same thing with we released a series the other week. Or I guess when was that? However long ago that was, we had been trying to make this free online course and we filmed it a long time ago. We filmed it a while back, but we hadn't finished editing every episode. And so we kept saying we didn't want to release the first episode until we finished editing all the episodes. But the time to edit those episodes never came. It was just like, there's no time. There's no time. It was like, you keep focusing on other things because, like, that's not important, blah, 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 right? And then I realized, I'm like, bro, we're not putting out these episodes. We're not putting out these episodes because we haven't dropped any of them. The first couple episodes are already done, so let's just put that episode out. And she was like, no, because I don't want to get into the spot of, like, us having to edit it everywhere. I'm like, yo, but we're never going to put it out if we don't just post this first episode. Because now that we post the first episode, then the next day came, it was like, dang, we got to edit again. But now we have the deadline. So set deadlines for yourself. Announce your drop dates. We're going to put this out every Saturday. Set the deadline. Embrace it. No extensions. No, but I need more time. Just do it. And it doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to just get it done. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to put it together instead of all the analysis paralysis. I'm just going to figure it out and put it out. And lastly, create before you consume. This is a big one. And this one is for me too. Stop scrolling for inspiration and start making something. You don't need more information, you need execution. So if you find yourself I'm gonna save this idea. You got all these ideas saved. I'm sure you have a whole Pinterest board, or you got all those saved posts on your Instagram or on your TikTok, right? Just go, like, the next time you see something that is like, oh, I'm gonna save this, you better stop, get off of Instagram or stop scrolling, go to your saved things, because you already got the inspiration. You got enough inspiration, and pick the first idea. And you're like, this is what I'm going to execute on it. I'm going to create from this idea. This gave me this idea. I'm going to execute on it. I'm going to take some type of action towards that goal. All right. So create before you consume. Then after you've created, then you can start consuming to get more ideas and build towards the thing that you're trying to build. Ooh, this will help me with whatever that I've already created. All right, so I want to hear from y'all, man. Drop in the chat, what's the one thing you've been about to do for way too long? And it's okay, man. Let's put it out there. It's scary. We said we're going to do one scary thing a day. Something scary every day. Put it out there. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. No one is going to care. No one is going to care. All right? Stop worrying about other people. This is the practice. What's one thing you've been about to do for way too long? I want to hear why. I want to hear why you think you haven't started, right? And I'm going to be reading these live. So come on, man, drop it. Writing my book. Come on, man. Come on, Carla. Writing your book. We need that book. It's been 22 years. Carla said it's been 22 years. Oh, man, Carla. We gotta, how can we help Carla out? Let's write this book, Carla. Come on. What's one thing you can do today, Carla? What's one thing you can do? Pick one thing you can do to take action towards that today. One thing, just one thing. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to ChatGPT right now. You're gonna write a little paragraph. Take your notes out. Go to your notes. Take a little notes out. Write a little paragraph synopsis of your book. Okay? You're gonna write a little paragraph synopsis of your book. That's it. That's all. This is the first action you're gonna take. Okay? The next thing you're gonna do, it can be crude. Don't worry about editing it, making it good. It's gotta be perfect. Don't worry about any of that. Okay? You're going to write your little synopsis in your book. Then you're going to go to ChatGPT. You're going to take that synopsis of your book, right? You're going to put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, I want you to help me improve the synopsis of this book. And I want you to give me a guideline of how I can publish this book. I've never published it before. Improve this synopsis and help me discover ways of how to make it better. Then you're going to paste that synopsis that you've written and watch what ChatGPT helps you come up with. It's going to give you a ton of ideas that you never even thought of. Then you're going to say, okay, I want to release this book by, what's today? February 24, 2026. I want to put this book out. It's been 22 years and I keep stopping myself. I want to put this book out by February 24th, 2026. Give me a game plan of how to do that. So we got a lot of people that want to write books. So for anybody else, so we got another person, love to laugh 7714 says they want to write a book. So check this out. With your book, right? If you don't have an idea, let's say you don't have an idea, say, go to ChatGPT and say, give me 10 ideas for this book. Okay? Give me 10 ideas for this book. I want it to be about XYZ. I want it to be similar to this. I feel like I know a lot about blah, 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 right? And you're going to tell ChatGPT, we're going to treat it like it's your assistant. We're going to treat it like it's your executive assistant or your executive director, right? And you say, give me a breakdown of the best books that I can make on this topic. Start there. Give me a game plan of how I can publish this book in a year. And then you're going to execute on that. There is so much at your disposal, y'all. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. We need these ideas. We need these ideas. The world wants and needs the talents that you alone have to create. The world wants and needs your gift. The world wants it. The world needs it. And you alone can provide it. Come on, Carla, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. See This Golfer says, expanding my events business. Come on, man. Come on. Yo, that's too easy. Too easy. Too easy. All right. This expanding your events business? Come on. So we're going to go back to ChatGPT. We in the world of AI, y'all. In the world of AI, there's no excuse. We have so much at our disposal, man. You have so many free resources. Expanding your events business. Go to ChatGPT. Go to Ask It. There's millions of there's the Gemini, right? The Google one. You got, I think Meta has their own AI. I think Twitter now released their XAI Grok, right? So go to any of these platforms and you could try all of them. They're all free. You could just go to literally try all of them and be like, I want to put this, I want to do XYZ business. I want to do give me a business plan. Watch how many ideas it gives you. Then tell me, give me an action guide. I only have X amount of hours in the day to execute on this idea. I only have 30 minutes a day for 3 days a week to execute on this idea. Tell me how I can expand my business and build it and do it. And there you go. That's one action that you can take. And there's going to be a lot of things on that list that ChatGPT gives you. There's going to be a lot of things on that list that scare you. Those are the ones I want you to start with. Make cold calls, send emails, send pitch emails. I've never written a pitch email. ChatGPT, how do I write a pitch email on blah, blah, blah business? Give me 10 different places that I can go within this zip code that would be interested in working with a company like mine. I need you to act as my life coach and tell me what I need to hear. Give me hard truths. Okay? So for all the brave ones that put your message out there, I love you. I love you. I appreciate you. We appreciate you because we're all the same. We're all the same. We all have ideas. I got things that I've started. I want to make this film. I have a film that I'm wanting to make, right? And I'm making it, But also, I find myself in analysis paralysis sometimes. Like, oh snap, this person didn't respond, or this person didn't go this way. And so I kind of feel like I'm pulled into different ways. I have a book idea that I want to write that I've been working on, but I've been taking a little bit longer than I have to, right? So there's a lot of stuff around that. We all have these. So I really appreciate y'all for sharing, for getting vulnerable. And I want you to, for every brave one that shared, I want you to pick one thing you'll take action on today. And I mean today, okay? Not tomorrow, not next week, okay? You're going to drop it in the comments, okay? One thing you can do, one thing that you can take action on today towards that goal, all right? And for my overthinkers, the people who are watching who were scared to share, right? For my overthinkers, I want you to do something badly on purpose. I want you to suck at it. I want you to fail so hard at it, but I want you to do it. You're going to do it on purpose. That's right. That's right. Make an ugly draft, a messy attempt. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do the worst job ever. And that is the goal. To do the worst job ever at whatever it is your talent was, whatever your success was, right? Whatever it is, you're going to show yourself that perfection was never required to begin with. Thank you. Thank you. See, this golfer says, I'll ask ChatGPT to what I can do to generate leads. Loves that. Love that. To expand your events business. Carla says, amen. I'll write my synopsis today badly. Please, badly. I don't care how good it is. I want you to start. Do not despise these humble beginnings, for the Lord rejoices in the start of new things. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Okay? Listen, there's a version of you out there that's already doing what you're afraid to start. The only thing standing between you and them is action. God wants to manifest right now. Your future wants to manifest so bad in this present moment, and you're preventing God from manifesting. You're not hearing God. Proverbs 16:3 says, commit your actions to the Lord and your plans will succeed. Notice it says actions, not plans, because God can't bless what you haven't moved on yet. Stop waiting, stop overthinking, stop planning yourself into an early retirement. Get up, get moving, and for the love of everything holy, do the damn thing. That's my time, y'all. Now I want to hear from you. What's your biggest takeaway from today? Drop it in the comments. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Just like that, we're wrapping up another fantastic session here on the Ace Anderson Show. Big love and thanks to each and every one of you who joined in live this morning. Your dedication to your energy, your insight, light up this community and push us all to level up in every way possible. Now, don't forget, we're here every Monday morning bringing that heat to start your week off right. If today's conversation got you fired up, inspired, or just curious to learn more, drop a comment, share this stream, and tell a friend, because word of mouth is the best influencer. Keep Ace Boogie in your thoughts and prayers, and I promise to do the same. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ace Shot That. Remember, I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Snapchat. So come follow your boy, and let's keep the A-team growing strong. Until next time, y'all, remember to always, always, always align yourself with truth, trust, and patience, and I promise you will ace your life. Peace.